Hello everyone, my name is Septriani. I am from Indonesia. I work as a teacher educator. In 2019, I took MA in TESOL at the University of Manchester and I graduated in 2020. Today, I'd like to share with you my research proposal journey, so especially how I found my research topic, how I design my study, how I dive into the literature, and also the ups and the downs during the process. So here is my research topic, the challenges and the benefits of conducting action research. So the spark, the ideas of taking this as my research topic was when I joined Diane Slauti's class on the education of language teachers in my second semester, in which I learned many interesting topics, and one of them was about classroom action research. I learned that action research is very important for teachers to do. However, when I reflected on the situation in Indonesia, in my context, I found that there were two groups of teachers. The first group of teachers were those who were reluctant to conduct action research, and I wanted to know why, what happened. While another group of teachers were those who had ever conducted the research, and I was wondering what the benefits they got after they did the research. So again, here is the research topic. I wanted to figure out the challenges and the benefits of conducting action research in my context. When I have made up my mind about the research topic, then I started diving into the literature. I started by reviewing the key action research definition from some experts like Burns, Boch and Sanchez, and Noonan. I also I continued with identifying the benefits of action research, and from reading some books and book chapters and also research articles, I found that action research is very crucial for teachers' continuous professional development. It can improve the teachers' confidence in their teaching, and it can also improve the students' outcomes. However, I also noted some challenges like limited time, and yeah, if you are teachers, you know exactly what I meant. Teachers are all busy. It's very difficult to balance your professional and your personal lives, not to mention to do something extra like doing research. And teachers lack of training, and they had poor access to the resources. From my literature review, I also found there was a gap in my context. So some people had ever conducted similar research, but they use either quantitative or qualitative research, but not mixed method. So I explored also about mixed method in my reading. I'll continue by telling you the design of my study. So if you are an MA in TESOL student, then you will be familiar with DRC, pilot study. DRC stands for developing researcher competence. So it is a course unit in which you learn how to be a researcher. And for my pilot study, as part of the DRC course unit, I work on the same topic, the benefits and the challenges of conducting action research. But at that time, I used quantitative research using online survey, in which I distributed the online survey to my colleagues in Indonesia, and I found the broad pattern of perception on accent research, benefits and challenges. Like, for example, 20% of the teachers claimed that they became more confident in their teaching after they did the research. 50% of the teachers claimed that they didn't have time to do the research, and so on and so forth. So it's about numbers, it's about percentage. But for my dissertation, after reflecting on my pilot study and also getting feedback from my tutor, I finally decided to use mixed method sequential explanatory design to balance the number, the percentage with the explanation or the narratives. So in this method, there are two phases that the researcher do. In the first phase, the researcher, or in this case, I did the online survey to 26 teachers and found the broad patterns of perception, like what I mentioned earlier. And after getting the result, I used the result to guide me in designing my interview and also my sampling. So in the second phase of the data collection, I did semi-structured interview with 4 selected teachers. So I didn't only get the patterns, but also the reasons, the stories, the emotions, and the complexity behind the patterns. And finally, the emotional landscape. Yeah, from the visual, you can see that there were a lot of emotions, feelings, ups and downs, and I'm gonna tell you in a second. So there were moments in which I felt so excited and confident. Um, I already did my pilot study on the same topic, so I think it's a strong starting point. I already found the weaknesses, so I knew how to improve my research. There were moments in which I felt so grateful and motivated because I had access to the participants, and I know it's not easy to find participants. But at that time, because I was one of the committee in the teachers English language teachers forum in my hometown, so it was pretty easy for me to find those who wanted to voluntarily participate in my research. I was also feeling so motivated because I really wanted to know the answers to my research questions, not only numbers, not only percentage, but also deeper stories and also reasonings. However, there were also moments in which I doubted myself, especially with my my research method. Um, to be honest with you, I finished my undergraduate research in 1 year. For this dissertation, it's a bigger project, I think. Um, I only have a very short time frame, only about 3 months. So it felt so ambitious, especially when we use mixed method study. Another challenge, 6 to 7 hours time difference. It's really a big challenge, and it was during the pandemic. So at that time, all teachers were busy trying to adjust from their regular on-site teaching into online teaching. There was a moment of temptation of changing my research topic into textbook analysis. And it seemed to be simpler. It is a theoretical research. I just needed to analyze and then report the findings. And I thought that it would be easier to conduct than the empirical research, especially when you do, the mixed method. Finally, I decided to move forward after I think about 3 weeks or 4 weeks. Finally, I decided to follow my instinct to continue with my pilot study research topic. Finally, I want to tell you, if I could go back to 2020, I would tell my past self that it is okay to feel lost and unsure, because it is part of the process. I would also tell my past self, if you have any issues, then ask for help. I would also tell myself to trust my instinct. And there were moments in which I thought that I didn't go anywhere in terms of my research, stuck and with a lot of articles to read, very stressful, but keep going and think that you are actually better than you think. I think that's all, everyone. Hopefully it will be useful for you. Believe me that we survived and you will do too. Thank you. See you on top.